Hello and welcome to Architect. So for today we want to engage in modeling our columns for the entrance of the building, and I'll indulge everybody following to follow up to the end of the video and to see the outcome of the whole model we're going to be doing right now. So right now I want to get a column. I want to get columns right here at the entrance of the design to support this slab, to support this particular structure up here. So I want the columns to project up to this point, and we're going to do that with either we can come to architecture here and use the column tab here, or we can actually design this with the extrusion. We can use the extrusion, the model in place extrusion, but right now we're gonna be using the column. We're gonna try out the column tab first, so let's try it out. But before that, I'm going to make all the massing and the massing objects here show. So to do that, I currently don't have them turned on, so to do that I'm just gonna come up to massing and sites here in Revit and come down to show mass by settings view, by view setting, and click on this, and all the massings you have here is gonna show. Yeah, so now here they are, and we've got a whole lot of massing here. So sometimes I just turn that off so that I can have more space to work on my project. But right now I'm going to make it visible, and it's already here. So right now we want to engage in designing the columns, and to do that we have to work on this particular level in Revit. If you are conversant with Revit, we have to work on this particular level, and this is the ground level. Right here it shows ground level here. It's gonna take some time to process that. Yeah, so now we've got the ground level view, and here it is. So we want these columns to sit here. We want about 4 columns. We want one to sit here, we want another one to sit here, and here, and here. Yeah, to give us that elegant look for the entrance. So we're just gonna go to architecture over here and components, and not components, or columns rather, and we're gonna go to architecture, not structural column. Yeah, we've got rectangular size column, but that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for a round column. Yeah, a round column, but we can still achieve that. We can just drop that here first by clicking on the side and pressing escape on your keyboard, and then want to edit this right now to be round instead of rectangular. So we can do that by editing the family. So we can double click on this, and it's going to take us into the family. Yeah, so this is our rectangular column in 3D view, but now we don't want it to be rectangular like we said. We want it to be circular. So we're just gonna double click on this so we can edit it, and now here we can edit this to be rectangular. So right now we want to get the center point of this rectangle or square, as it may. So we can just come here to the edit tool and pick on a line, come here, and once you see it snap in this, have a triangular snap, you can just stop there and click on it and take it down to this place. Now we've got the center of this line. Now I want to get the center of this line so we can get the midpoint here. So now we can just come to this line, get the same triangular snap, and when we get it, we can click on it and take it down to that place. Alright, so now when we have that, we can just see, we now have the circle, the midpoint for the circle. So now we come down to this circle over here, circular 2 here, and click on it, and then we come down to this point here and click and draw out. So now we want our for this circular column, we want it to be about probably 300. Let us try 300 in radius and 600 in diameter. So we have it to be 300 in radius. Don't you think 300 is too small? Yeah, let's leave it at 300. So now we've got our circle. Now we can now delete the rest. That is not a cycle. Can delete this and delete this also. And now we've got this, so we can now work on this. We can now work with this rather. So now we have this. We want to actually make it to have edges, some edges around it, to give it the column or aesthetic view, the Roman column aesthetic view. And so we can do that by clicking on here to edit it, and then this is the midpoint. We click here, drag it down. We're trying to divide the circle right now into different segments, various segments. Click here. I want to get this point to click here. I want to get this segment also. Click here. I want to get in between this segment. Click, and in between the segment as well. Click, and in between the segment, click. So now we've got several segments, but it's not yet complete, so we just gonna click on these two. We want to extend these lines now to go around, so we're gonna click on these two and click on the circumference of the circle, and yeah, touch this. And okay, I don't know why the rest is not working. I want to try to extend it, so probably yeah, it's not still working. Let's see. Yeah, okay, we're just gonna do this manually by extending the line to this point, and as you extend it, make sure it snaps, so it don't go off its direction, don't go off its path. Make sure you see the dash line that extends, make sure you see it shows that it snaps and it hasn't gone off its direction. So we want this one also to go up to here, this to go up to here, this to go up to here. Yeah, I think we've completed that. So we've got our circle well segmented and divided into sectors, and now we wanna I think we have I think this particular segment is a lot bigger than the rest, so let's look at that. So we want to delete this line and come back and pick a line, make sure it snaps at the middle, and yeah, I want to make it equal, and so yep, I think that's much better. So right now we've got these segments divided, so we're just gonna wanna get the edge attachment. but personally I feel like the segments are not enough, so probably we could add more segments to make those linings on the wall of the column much thinner. So probably we can add more segments by doing this. Can add one here. Yep. You can add another one here. Yep. It's taking this much time. So now we've got the segments, the numerous segments. We want to make arcs around each segment, and you do that by clicking on this start and reduce arc. When you click on that, you come down to one point of the segment and click on it, and click on the next point, which is this, and draw it out. And now we have this arc represented there. So now we do that for the next one also. We come here, click on this, draw it out, click on this, draw it out, and we've got all these arcs around, but if you can notice, we've got some wider and some are smaller, some taller, and all that. So let's see what we can do about that. Like for this particular one, let's see if we can control that. Okay, we can actually control that by doing another thing. You can control that by, let's try to offset probably around 100 millimeters from this circumference. No, 100 is too small, it's too much rather. Let's try 50 millimeters. It's too much. Let's try 25 millimeters. I think 25 is a bit ranged. Yeah, I did that by how I did this was by, I came down to this peak line and I tapped on it and came here to offset, and put in the number I want to offset from the peak line, from the line I peak. So I put in 25 and basically just go out of there and it activates, and I tap on the line I want to pick to offset, and this is the line. So it shows me that either I want to offset it inside or I want to offset it outside. So you just have to hover your cursor around the line you want to pick. So now I want it to be offset outside, so I just basically tap it. When I see the dash line out of the circumference, I just tap it outside, and now it's outside. So so basically I want all this arc to lap to the edge of this. So I'm just gonna tap on each arc, and you see the you can see the point here. You can click on that and bring it out, and once it match with this, you release. As simple as that. And same thing for this. So we're going to be going around again just to make sure everything is in order. Yeah, so I think we are done with all that, and so now we've achieved the arc like stuff around, and we've tried our best to make it equal in width and height. And so now we just want to we just want to delete this external circle, and delete the internal one also. And we want to delete all these lines inside because we don't need them anymore. We want to have a closed shape. So now we've got this, and looks weird, but let's see the end point of the whole thing. So now we are sure that this row one, we can just come up to the mark here and say finish edit mode and click on that, and yep, we've got this right here. And so we want to load and close into project. So we're gonna load it into our existing project and close this particular family page. So we do that, and it's gonna say, do you want to save changes to rectangular column? And we want to say yes, and yeah, it's gonna bring up this, and probably we're just gonna save it as some circular column, and save to document here and save. And it's going to take us back to our original model. It's going to take a little time to process. Yeah, it gives us error message. An error occurred in family and was automatically resolved, but may require a review by family creator. So let's just see what it's developed for us. I hope it's not that weird. And okay, so I don't see it changing. So we're just gonna go back to ground floor and delete this rectangular one, and come down to column architecture and click on this. Oh, why doesn't it work? Let's see if it works in 3D view. Oh, so it doesn't work in any view. Let's try it again. Column architecture. Yeah, I think it works in this view. Column architecture and this. Yeah, so this is what we designed, and let's see if we can place it here and come back to 3D, and this is what we've got. So it's basically short, but we wanna make it we wanna attach it to this particular edge. We can do that with many ways. We can just click on this, we can come here to top level, So what this basically means is that it the top level is going to align to level 2, and let me show you what level 2 is. Let me show you where level 2 is in the elevation marker. So this is basically south elevation, and this is our this is basically level 2 in south elevation here. So we want to make a level that laps with the base of this and imputes that it laps with the structure up here. So what we're gonna do is go to architecture, come down to level and create another level, and create another level, and we want, like we said, we want this level to match up with the base here, and we can do that by coming down to going to modify and coming to the align tool, and we can click on the align tool. Basically it aligns lines with each other, so we can click on this line under here, the base here, click on that and click on this, and it aligns. And so we want to change the name to probably want to change the name from level 15 to let's say let's call it fascia board base, and click on that. Yeah, would you like to rename the corresponding view? Yeah, so it appears here also, not just here. So you see, yes. Okay, so we have that changed already, and now we want to make this column like we say we want it to lap with this top. So we can do that by assigning the top level to be fascia board base, and yeah, you see that it went all the way up. So now we've got our first column there, and let's see that in 3D view. So now it goes all the way up, you see that. So now we want to ascribe many more columns here, so that's gonna be very easy for us to do now. So now we're just gonna go back to our ground floor, this particular floor here. We're gonna go back there and ground floor and come down to architecture, column, architectural column, and because we have already modeled this in our family edit, so it's already registered to the columns. So right now we're just gonna go pick it in column. We've got a list of columns, our regular columns with their dimensions, but this is the one we made earlier, so we're just gonna click on it and come up here to paste it here. I'm gonna paste this one here and paste this one here, aligning with that, and paste this one, aligning with that, aligning with the other column here. So we're gonna paste it here. So now we've got the 4 columns we wanted to design, and this is it, but they are still at level 2. The top constraint is still at level 2, so now we want to make them tall like this. So we're just gonna click on the first one, hit your control key on the keyboard, click on the second, click on the third, and come over to top level in the property bar, top level, and click on it, and you're gonna look for the level we created for the facial board base, and this is it, and come down to apply, and they're all gonna go up, and that's it for the columns. And as you can see, it gives the entrance of the building an elegant look, you know, gives it a very big intimidating look. So that's it for this session. So in our next session, we're gonna be working on our infinity pool that is gonna be over here, and our helipad, our helicopter pad that is gonna be over here. So you can like, share and subscribe to get the next video, to get a notification for the next video. All right, see you.